Hello, one and all. It is yours truly, Fat GPT, John Thick, the Kung Fu Panda of physics, the Tony Stark of the trailer park, the one and only R to the L. Welcome. I wanted to do a live stream today, but circumstances are not in my favor. So we're going to do it the old fashioned way with just a video. But I have some very interesting things to talk about and absolutely nothing to pitch to you. Hopefully, that comes as a refreshing change from other channels who are constantly have their hand out. And I noticed I tried to ask people to support the channel, and if they don't, I don't need to depend on that. This channel is sponsored by me from my own hard work. And while I know that there are a handful of dedicated subscribers out there, most people, they just don't care. So, it's like you just have to accept that and just do what you're doing anyway. And just know that there are people out there who actually care about what you do and want to support it. So what prompted me to want to do this is I'm reading the book of Enoch the prophet, one of the apocryphal texts, also known as part of the pseudepigrapha. This is where they edited the Bible. The book of Enoch is the oldest religious text in Christian history, and it was excluded from the Bible. There were two incidents in which the Christian Bible was edited. One was the Council of Nicaea, and the other was the Council of Trent, where they basically decided what stayed and what went. This is why we have books like the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, and the Book of Enoch. When I read it, I kind of understand why. Because when we understand that when people wake up to the idea that this wasn't a God, some omnipotent, omniscient, all-knowing, all-seeing, all-feeling entity that has their eye on us, and we see it for what it really is, which is scientifically ignorant people who are trying their best to describe incidents that are happening to them. And I think it's hilarious how people want to try to give a modern interpretation of ancient texts and descriptions. They don't try to go back and look at it through the eyes of the people who were there and try to see what they're actually saying. They take it at face value because, well, it's convenient, isn't it? It's convenient. It's just like how Eric von Daniken brilliantly with his book Chariots of the Gods cracked this code. He saw through the illusion, through the delusion, if you will. And so you better get some popcorn and sit the fuck down, because I'm about to ruffle many, many feathers. And I think it's about time. I'm tired of pretending that I want to, that I should stay out of this or whatever. No, I'm not going to. So I'm probably going to get some emails. But my problem, and you can say what you want, and most people do. Oh, there we go. The thought police are after me once again. Thought crimes, God forbid that you have an opinion. You see what I did there? Anyway, the point is that Christianity is a religion that is so bereft of morality that I can't believe that people actually believe in it. I mean, just break down some of the simple points here that I'd like to make with you, and then we'll get into the history, and we'll see why the Bible needed to be edited for content. Because we have a religion that people believe in that is for all intents and purposes, hey, say whatever you want. I don't give a shit. It's a death cult. Christianity is a death cult. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, not how you believe it. Oh, okay. So, um, answer me this. So, when they have Holy Communion, which is a big deal in Christianity, yeah, I mean, especially in the Catholic Church, or, even in the Protestant faiths, this is still a necessary tradition, right? And what is that tradition of Holy Communion? Yeah, we they drink wine that they say is the blood of a human being. I'm sorry, you're. This is called feigned vampirism. Is you're drinking wine and pretending it is blood. That is feigned vampirism. And then eat. This is my body, which has been broken for you. This is feigned cannibalism. I think it's hilarious in some ways. The projection of the Christian faith as it applies to like Satanism and things like they're like, oh well they do human sacrifices. Oh, I'm sorry. What's the matter? Are you afraid of a little competition? Because the last time I checked, your God demanded human sacrifices and got one. Right? I believe he asked for two and almost got both of them. He asked Abraham, yeah, to take his own son up on a mountain, to tie him down, and to slit his fucking throat just to make a point. Yeah, to test his faith. Yeah, and Abraham was getting ready to do it. It says his hand was coming down and an angel caught him and said, "Stop. Stop. Stop. Okay. Okay. Okay, we believe you." Like this is cult brainwashing that some entity wants you to prove your loyalty so much that they'll ask you to kill your own beloved child to prove your fucking loyalty to them. How dare you? Then, when Abraham was getting ready to kill his own son, Isaac, well, God stopped him because then he realized, well, there's nothing I can do to outdo that, can I? So he stopped Abraham and then decided to create his own son, which he would then offer as a human sacrifice. This is a hateful, bloodthirsty, barbaric, and remedial set of beliefs, which are being propagated by a species who wishes to control us through fear. The same people who try to tell you that aliens don't exist because there's not enough proof accept religion with no facts whatsoever. In fact, contrary to the evidence they accept. You know why? Fear. Because they are fearful, they are afraid, they are cowards who would rather bend the knee to fear despite the facts and deny the facts despite the evidence. I no longer have patience for this. That we can see that there is a clear line of gaslighting, manipulation, fear mongering, hatefulness. I mean, any religion that says slavery is okay, but being gay is not, is like, that's not religion. That is outright hatred and control. And because God said so, means that whatever God says is okay? No. I'm a human being and I know better than these things. And so do most of you. And so this brings me to my point, where it comes to Enoch the scribe. That Enoch is the grandfather, great grandfather of Noah. And Enoch was beloved of God. God loved Enoch, took him away, never brought him back. But before he did, Enoch was the first person in recorded history Okay? To say, I was there, I saw, I heard, I said. He was the first person in recorded history, and he is supposed to have been the one who had interacted with these angels and with the Ancient of Days. See, he didn't even call him God; he called him the Ancient of Days, which implied to me that he was simply the oldest angel or the oldest alien, and that is the one who was in control. When Lamech comes home from the field, father of Noah, comes home from the fields, and Patanash is pregnant with a child. He first accused her of adultery, and she said, "You can ask anyone. No man has touched me." And she was known to be a good woman. Yeah. And she wasn't given to those kinds of things. And everyone else vouched for her and said, no man has even come near her. And so Lamech took this to Methuselah, his father. And his father said, let's go to Enoch. Because Lamech said, I believe you that you haven't been here, and I believe her that no man has touched her. So we should go to Enoch, father of Methuselah. And so they go to Enoch and they say, what shall we do? What shall we think? And Enoch took this question to the Ancient of Days, who told him personally, in first person, okay, that he had made an insemination inside of Patanash that was part human and the other half was him. Yeah? So we are talking about the manipulation of the genetics of our species written in recorded history, recorded in first person. And then it talks about the birth of Noah. Noah was the first person in recorded history also born with blue eyes. Yeah? Blue eyes. Until then, people were born with brown hair, brown skin, brown eyes, because we are a species who lives under a sun, and therefore we have evolved through time our natural protection, like any other species. We have developed protection from our environment. But Noah was born without this. He was born so pale. They said that he appeared to be glowing from the inside like a furnace, that his hair was shock white, just the way that the Ancient of Days was described by Enoch when he saw him. They said he had a head of hair like great white wool. This is where, whenever you see all the depictions of God as like having a white beard and this mane of white hair, well, where do you think that came from? It came from Enoch, the scribe, the witness himself. And upon his birth, Noah's birth, they said he was born, and then as soon as he was born, he opened his mouth and praised the Lord. And when I read this, I knew exactly what this was. You see, they have the ability to link with certain ones of us, that they can talk to you inside your head, that they can physically make you do things and temporarily override your motor cortex. And so, what they were doing was when Noah was born, they wanted to see if it had been a successful cross between our genetics and theirs. And they did this by testing the psychomotor connection, the telepathic connection, that could they get this newborn baby who has no other way or facility of speech at that point, could they get inside his head and manipulate him to get him to say something? And it was successful. And then God says that he had lamented making man. Hmm. A God that doesn't make mistakes said, "Oopsie." Hmm? And so he decided to do a fucking etch a sketch with the planet Earth and drown everyone. Oh, except for Noah and Noah's family, though. So we have the old version of humanity, which had been, according to the Ancient of Days, perverted and made abominable through their contributions. You see, the fallen ones who came down here and mated with human women and created children, they saw this as uh, a despicable act, and one in which meant they're being kicked out of the Club Immortal, right? The great antediluvian kings, antediluvian, pre-flood. Yes, and remember how these kings lived for 400, 500, 600 years? Yes, you see, in the book it talks about this salve that they have that they can put on themselves that makes them glow. But the purpose behind it seems to be to uh, to extend life, and the more you use it, the more you glow. Hence, the Ancient of Days was the brightest, so bright you could not look upon him because he had been doing this the longest, and obviously thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of years old because of this process. But they kicked these angels out and said, "You may not return." So they probably had to live out what time they had left without resupplying themselves with this salve, whatever it was that Enoch was describing. That they would let this abandon them here on earth and let it wear off naturally. And then after it did, and these antediluvian kings had reached the end of their days and the end of their influence, well, the people that were influenced by them and the regular homegrown humans, well, they have to go. They have to go. We have to start over. And that was the plan. This is planetary genocide perpetrated by the same God that people wish to worship as benevolent and loving and kind. Don't make me laugh. We are given the history, but we don't believe it. We say, "Oh, that isn't what. Oh, it was just an accident that the. Oh, it was just an accident that the flood happened." It seems to me that if we have an all-powerful God, then they caused it. And they caused it for a reason, and it was to get rid of all of the other humans and keep the bloodline of Noah. Yeah. And notice blue eyes. Hmm? Blue eyes. That trait still carries through to this day. And if you see someone with blue or green eyes, then you can be fairly certain that they are the sons and daughters of Noah, whether they wish to be or not. That we still carry this gene with us. That during my abductions, I was actually telepathically spoken to by one of these beings. I could hear them in my head. I've been attempted to be pulled over by one of these craft, and something overrode my motor cortex and made me turn the steering wheel to try to pull me over to the side of the road. You see, I carry that gene. Some of us do not, I suppose. And I think part of the reason behind these abductions is, as they told me, that they're trying to save their species from extinction because they have evolved to the point that they are evolving out of existence. So they must turn back the clock, but they have to do this with the genetic line that they've created. That they wish to have people who are more like them in their genetics to cross with, so they get the best of both worlds. Yes? And one of those things that I believe is extremely important to them is that we have the link that we have the gene that links us telepathically. We are not able to project our thoughts or to get into someone else's mind, but we do have the gene to receive it. So they can come and have conversations with us, and people think, oh, that means I'm psychic. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you that just because you may have been abducted or they spoke to you, it doesn't give you special powers. I have no superpowers because I've been abducted. They just unlocked something that I didn't know I had. And it's the same with you. And what they explained to me is that the entire conversation is not back and forth like a phone call. It all takes place inside your head. You never will get inside their head, but they can get inside yours at will. And this is why they are doing this. And this goes back thousands of years. That this is a project that they have been doing for thousands of years and have killed untold millions of people to do so. I think it's very easy to see the straight line. That what they were describing 10,000, 5,000, whatever years ago, it's still happening. And it's been happening in front of our face, and so much that we don't even recognize it. But it is there. It's here. It's in this book. It's in my book. It's in the book of other people who have been truly abducted and not a bunch of fakers who have no evidence but claim they're visited like all the time. Oh, there's one standing out in the garden. Oh, okay. Take a picture of it then. Oh, well, my phone doesn't have a flash. What? Man, shut up with that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's things like that where I'm like taking pictures of like, there's the craft in the sky, there's the imprint it left on the ground, here's the mark it left on me when they took me, and here's what happened when I was away. Now there's evidence, right? But people who want to do a scratchy drawing on a piece of paper and say, I think this is pretty much it, dude. Okay, that's adorable. I'm not saying that other people without evidence aren't having experiences, but when they're telling me they're having an experience but yet can't seem to get any evidence, come on, come on, right? You just want the attention. You're just attention hungry, and you think that it's a safe way to do it because there aren't people who know how to check you if you're fake. But I do. Which is why Preston didn't want any piece of me, that he's a UFO expert. Are you? Are you an expert? Because I met them on more than one occasion. They've communicated with me. They told me things. I feel like I'm the expert. And somebody who's never been abducted, never met these beings, and he's never met these beings. Dolly Saffron, she's never met these beings. David Greer, or Stephen Greer, I'm sorry. Dr. Stephen Greer, he's never met these beings. David Wilcock, never met them. But yet they get all the attention. You notice that? You notice how all the liars get all the attention? You notice how the most mediocre academics in the world are the ones who are celebrities? You notice how people who make videos about how the earth isn't flat, like they're the ones that get all the attention? How people who are in the military get all the news coverage if they have a UFO sighting, but people like me who has evidence and has met them, that no one seems to care about. Does anyone else notice these things? Because I don't know if it's my tism kicking in or what, but I feel like I live on a planet that is an insane asylum, because reality is right in front of us and no one wants to acknowledge it. It's just like I was saying the other day in that meme that I made and posted. It said, if you want to find out who's who, you want to find out the difference between a good person and a bad person, it's easy. A good person gets mad when you tell them a lie. A bad person gets mad when you tell them the truth. It's easy to figure out. And I noticed that the more I tell the truth, the angrier most people seem to become, which tells me exactly what kind of people they are. But you can't argue with me on this. The facts are the facts. The evidence is the evidence. You can say you think I'm making it up, but my fucking phone isn't making it up. My camera isn't drunk. I got the receipts. And if there's one thing that any of these people who wish to challenge me should know, is that I'm real good at keeping my receipts. And I am willing to produce them at any time. Right, Danny? Hi, Danny boy. Remember? Every time he says something, I just shut his ass down. Somebody who has never looked into the topic wants to tell me how skeptical they are. Now, you see, that's nonsense. You're not allowed to be skeptical and uninformed. You can be one or the other, but you are not allowed to be both. And if you are uneducated, you have no more right to be skeptical than you do to be a believer. Uneducated skepticism is just ignorance with a shield. But it's made of crackers. I'm going to pop right through it and get to you. And this is why he wanted, I just wanted to have you on the channel to talk about your experiences and maybe share some things with us. Was that your intention? Oh, that's adorable. Because you invited me to do that, and then you went back on your invitation 3 weeks in a row, like a little bitch, because you know that you can't beat the genuine article. And I looked at Dan's channel and I'm like, has he ever had anyone else on for like an intelligent, reasonable discussion? That no, it's all just smear campaign, gaslighting, all of this shit. It's just to put other people down to try to make himself look intelligent, when it took me one video to expose his ignorance, and now he won't even say my name. Yeah. You think that people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, you think that people like that have any truck with smacking down people they think are lower than them? You notice how I talk mad shit about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I talk mad shit about Neil deGrasse Tyson in my own book. And doing that, and even after doing that, my book kicked him out of his number one spot in his subject, in his field. Crickets. Because they know that I know. You see, they know that they can fool 99.98% of people with their bullshit. They know that they can try to make some semantic argument to shut people down. But you see, when it comes to me, I don't play that. And I also don't play this thing that people seem to like to do now, where they want to let's say someone comes on my channel and they like shit post something, okay, whatever, while they're standing out by the dumpster having their 15-minute cigarette break. It's adorable. But my point is let's say someone shit posts on my channel and they say, yeah, fuck you, whatever, right? Okay, now if I say something back to them, people are like, bro, take it easy. I'm sorry. What fucking planet are we on? Because I live by the wise old Tibetan philosophy of don't start none, won't be none. I don't go to where you work and slap the dick out of your fucking mouth and bother you. I'm not over there flaming your fucking page. Don't care. But you care. That's why you come over here, because you want to throw rocks at somebody who's like genuinely trying to help. No fake, no grift, no scam. Just me telling you the truth. That's more than you can take. And that's how you find out who the bad people are, because those are the ones who are going to get mad at me. Yeah, I think fair people, reasonable people, intelligent people will say, oh, wow, I never thought about it that way, but that's a hell of a point, right? Maybe you haven't convinced me completely, but it certainly is food for thought. And there we go. You see, that's all we have to do is listen to one another. And if one of these people had an intelligent counter argument, I would hold it up to you and say, look, somebody said this back to me, and you know what? Makes me think. But no, all they do is want to come back with vitriol or put downs or try to gaslight people into thinking that you're the one who's unstable and you're the one who doesn't know what you're talking about when you have performed circles around them in the real world. People say, well, I'm 99% certain this isn't a real phenomenon. Oh, you did you do all that from your armchair, Professor Fuckface? Did you really dive deep on this subject? People like even Michio Kaku live in such denial of the fucking facts that it appalls me. Is the only way that I know how to phrase it. It appalls me to no end. When you hear a guy, sorry, I need a drink. Slanja. Yes, it's a tea glass full of whiskey. I don't care. Now, but he says, we've looked at these frame by frame. So you have. And we've determined that these crafts are not made like any other craft is on the planet. Oh, yeah, well, it's true. These things display transmedia motion. Yeah, that's right. They seem to have no understandable or recognizable form of propulsion. Yeah, I agree. My man's got a firm grasp of the obvious. Come on, bring it home, Michio. Bring it home. But we need evidence. What the actual fuck are you saying? We have all of this evidence, but it's not evidence. You should have your fucking diploma stripped from you. You should have anyone who denies the absolute, obvious, provable, evidence based reality that not only do these beings come here, but they're doing things they shouldn't be doing. They're doing things to us, and that matters. Whether we can do something about it or not, that is an entirely separate issue. But the first part of solving a problem is admitting you have one. And the problem with these physicists, with religious people, all this, they're denying reality. We are not going to be able to make reality fit our delusion. We must confront these delusions. That God is real and aliens are fake. You've got it backwards, bro. You got it backwards. That what you're reading, when you're reading about God killing an entire planet of people, that's your God, dude. That's your God. Your God did that, and you're still okay with it? You bend the knee because you're scared you might go to hell? Let me tell you something. If that was God, I'd rather go to hell. If I owned this place and hell, I would sell this place and live in hell. Because I'm tired of the crazy. And I'm tired of pretending that people aren't crazy. Because they say, oh, you're autistic and that. Yeah, I know I'm acoustic, bro. Deal with it. But the value of many of us is that we see the world for what it is, not what we want it to be. Our stark reality shocks those who wish to live in mild delusion. And it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up now. I feel like I'm the conductor on a train where all the passengers are asleep, but we're heading for a cliff. And I'm like, come on, wake up, wake up. And everybody's like, leave me alone. Just let us sleep. It's way past time to get up. It's time to wake up and take a big, hearty lungful of reality. And if we're not willing to do that, then we are fucking doomed as a species. You know, do you think that it's any coincidence that many of these death cult members of Christianity are also cult members of Donald Trump? Do you think that's a coincidence? They are already cult prepared. They've been brainwashed for years. They just needed someone to insert in the place for something to worship or to follow. And so he took advantage of the already cult trained people in this world. And guess who they are? Hardcore delusional Christian people who are, they say they're Christian and they are hateful. They say they believe in love, but they worship death. They say that they're a religion of peace, but want to storm the Capitol. They say that, oh, we believe in God, and then want to trash the Pope after he died like cowards. Like, I am so sick of this, and I don't care if it costs me every goddamn subscriber I have. I would rather have 3 people who are sane than a million of you who are not. And I want to say I'm sorry if it offends you, but no, I think it's time to start offending some people with the truth. And if you get offended by the truth, then there's not something wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. And you can take that out on me, or you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't change the facts. And the interpretation of the facts is based on the chronology of them. You see, the angels, the aliens that came down here on their own, spring break, decided to, bang women on this planet outside of their species and without permission of, the head Nazi. Said, you are abandoned, we leave you there. Then the angel said, well, we got to do something for a living, so we know a lot, so we'll just be very important here for as long as we can. And then after that happened and the human beings were influenced by that, God said, you know what, we're gonna mix you with us so we can make you more evolved than this, so you're not so taken in by these things. By the influence of the angels on this planet, the aliens that we deserted here. So we need to reestablish the influence, right? Well, how can we do that? Everyone already knows all these things. Well, I know. We just get rid of them, and we start over with the new and improved human, starting with Noah. And it's true, because he was the first person born with blue eyes, and they're still here. And now they're doing it again. They're still doing their genetic crossings. They told me this. They showed it to me. I have been involved in it. Whether people like that or want to accept it or not, it's true. And the only thing that I get for telling you this is hell. That's the only thing I get is bullshit. So I have no incentive. People, oh, you just want attention. I don't know. You obviously haven't met me. I need less attention than anyone on the planet. If I had to, if I wanted to, if I could, I would actually live by myself somewhere alone out in the fucking wilderness. I'm one of them. I don't need attention. I don't particularly care for it, and I avoid it whenever possible. I do this reluctantly, honestly, from the heart, and with the facts. And when that matters more than the fucking Stephen Greer's painting you a fairy tale, or the Timmy Tacticals who are trying to teach you how to communicate with lizard aliens with a Milton Bradley product, or Stephen Greer trying to grift you into believing that you can communicate to aliens with your mind with an app he'll sell you for $9.99. When people like me start getting the attention we richly deserve, then you will start getting the information you deserve. But when you want to keep propping up the Neil deGrasse Tysons and the Stephen Greers and the even the Jeremy Corbells, oh man, oh, somebody in the military saw one. Oh my God, let's do a week-long expose on that. I'm a civilian who has been repeatedly kidnapped, assaulted, and traumatized by these beings. No one gives a fuck. What kind of planet is this? I'm tired of it now. I'm tired of it, and I'm just going to hardcore call people out and watch them run. Because there's only ever been one person who ever tried to stand up to me when I made an assertion, and we all know what happened to him, don't we? R.I.P. Simon did. There is enough lies in the world without adding more to them. We do not need to water the weeds. We need to pull them and water the flowers. And I know sometimes it can seem like the world is all weeds, but only because nobody's pulling them. Because no one is calling this shit out. And I don't care how much you water it, weeds will never become flowers. And here I am, being choked out by the lies and the algorithm and the popularity, because what's popular is right, yeah? Because science is a democracy, isn't it? As long as most of us agree, then it's true, right? No matter what the evidence says differently. Just like my astronomy video, where I'm like, you can say what you want, but I just showed you the facts are the facts. Yeah. And I'm going to do a video soon that's going to just make clear this up very easily, because people watch the astronomy video and they're like, oh wow, it does work, but what about eclipses? What about will it change how we see the stars? I understand that you believe all of these things because well, like, other people put that out, but they do not understand astronomy any better than you do, trust me. And when I explain this, and it will take me, all of 45 seconds, you'll go, oh, that's what he's saying. And then it'll all be resolved. But, you know, I come with the facts. I come with the evidence. I come with the proof. I come with the science. And these people, these grifters, that's the one thing they can't stand. They can talk their way around some asshole in an interview who, like, maybe paints them in a corner temporarily. Like, well, you see, what you don't understand is that, in these dark shadow realms, there's this shit. Like, no. But with me, could you imagine? Could you imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson debating me about the existence of fucking aliens? I would annihilate. He was Simon Dance like, hey, come back on my channel, bro. Yeah. You begging. Quit begging. Look, when I leave someone, I leave them for good. The way I look at it is that if you see the same tree again in the forest, it's because you're lost. He had his chance. He swung. He missed. He hit himself in the dick. Goodbye. Right? And so, who's next? Culture Cats, L. Simon Dan, L. Enough of these YouTubers, man, who think they are on par with someone who's, he has a YouTube channel. I've been on the History Channel. I've written 2 #1 bestsellers in academic subjects. He's never written a book. I wonder how many he's read. There are levels to this game. Levels like, level 1 is dealing with idiots who think the world is flat. Level 100 is publishing your own physics white paper, challenging the established model of physics through a reinterpretation of the force of gravity, complete with the mathematics, with the formulae, with the correct abstract and format, coded correctly, academically produced type of white paper. There are levels, and people like Simon Dan are fucking beneath me. So we're taking on the big dogs. Please feel free to share my offensive views and my arguments with the likes of the Neil deGrasse Tysons and say, hey, won't you put this egotistical guy in his place? Why don't you show him once and for all the power of mainstream science? Please do. I dare you. I double dog fucking dare you. And I dare Neil deGrasse Tyson to take me up on this, because he's going to get roasted like an ear of corn at a 4th of July barbecue. Roasted. Cooked like fucking barbecue chicken. Because I don't play science. I do science. I work very hard at this. I have worked much harder as a non-academic than he ever has as one. And so it's time to call these people out, and it's time to embrace reality, my gentle, gentle souls. And I love you guys, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to purposely make people mad, but it's like I have to point these things out, or else I will go insane and I will take you with me. I have to call these things out. I have no choice. I see them, I must say them. Just like how, no matter what the consequences have ever been for me telling the truth about my experiences, my abductions, my sightings, my evidence, I'm just going to do it anyway. So you either have to fucking deal with me or kill me. And so far, I'm still here. And it's funny that like the people who like shit post on my channel are like, "Look you" and all this stuff. Like, yeah, but they're subscribers though. Like that makes me laugh. I'm just like, thank you, dude. Thank you, thank you. You hate me because you ain't me, and that feels good, you know. People who want to try to say that you're insane or you're incompetent, while you keep coming up with the right answers, you keep bringing the evidence, you keep correcting their mistakes, and you're the stupid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Tell yourself whatever you have to, buddy. If that's what helps you sleep at night, then hey, by all means. But if anyone would like to challenge any of the things I've said, well, hey, I'm open to it. Be polite, you know. But if you have a different take, I'll hear your take. I just won't put up with disrespect. And if you fucking say anything mean to me, I am going to respond to you. Oh, well, you should be better than that. Yeah, well, I'm not. So if you're not better than saying something rude, mean, or just to be shitty and non-constructive, then I'm gonna show you how to do it at the highest level. Your amateur hour comment is going to get shown up by my unmatchable and unstoppable and scathing sarcasm. I wield the wand of Odin when it comes to sarcasm. Don't go words with me. Anyone who does soon regrets it. But it's better to just maybe consider for just a moment that the shit I'm saying is true. That the, these people from our past, they explain things the best that they could, but we cannot just accept them at face value. We have to reinterpret them, because we know that there are people 2,000 years ago who are trying to describe technology with no technological frame of reference. So the only thing they can do is go with superstition or some kind of available analogy. Chariots of the gods. Oh, you mean spaceships of aliens? Is really what they're describing, but they didn't know a spaceship from a shitline shoe. They don't know aliens. They didn't even know. They didn't even have a word for it. It was an unknown concept. So how would you describe these things? I'm pretty sure the same way they did. But now we have to reinterpret them and realize they've been telling us our history all along. We just didn't realize what type of history it was. But it is our history with a species or multiple species who have been interacting with this planet and its population from thousands of years ago, and it's still happening today, and I am the eyewitness and first-hand witness. Just like Enoch the scribe, I am the first-hand witness telling you to your face the facts, but I'm using the actual technological references to explain it to you in a way you will understand. But I am not responsible for whether or not you accept it. I am not here. And this was the thing that Simon Dan said. And I was like, man, fuck you. He's like, well, it would give you a chance to come on and convince my audience. I'm not here to fucking convince you. I'm here to inform you, pal. I'm not here to convince you of anything. Okay? I'm here to inform you. And either you wish to be informed or you do not. I think we both know which one that is, don't we? But for my beautiful babies, my wonderful subscribers, my star children, indigo boys and girls, for my star seeds and people who are the sons and daughters of Noah, and those who are in search of the truth, you are most welcome here. And I would love to have you as an ally in challenging these mealy mouthed, celebrity, selfish, uneducated, um, contrary, and illogical people who are acting as the roadblock to truth. So get behind me, get beside me, or get the fuck out of the way because I'm coming for all of them. And if they don't want to answer back, hey, hey, that's okay. All they're doing is what Simon should have done, which is the only way to beat me when it comes to the facts on these issues is to not play. That is the only move. Because if you make one move across the board at me, Neil, I'm going to checkmate your ass in public. And I'm never going to shut up about it. So if Neil has a brain in that thick ass skull of his, he's going to avoid me like the bubonic plague because I'm just as deadly. And I want to be just as contagious. All right. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great week. Sorry again that I couldn't do the live, but thank you for allowing me to vent this. And you can like or dislike or subscribe or unsubscribe. I really don't give a shit anymore. I'm just on here to say what I want to say because I have to feel good about me. I have to know that I've done right by people. That is one of my biggest driving influences in the world is I want to lay my head on the pillow every night and say I told the truth. I said it the way it is. I said it according to the evidence. I said it to help. And as long as I check all those boxes, I can sleep like an angel. All right? And I hope that you do too. Thank you for being here and for your time. I really do mean that. Haters and fans alike. Thank you for your time. Yeah. And I look forward to seeing you at the next one.